He has collaborated with South African artists such as Nasty C, Yanga Chief, DJ Maphorisa and K.O, as well as Nigerian-born CKay. And that same year, he won the Freshman of the Year at the South African Hip Hop Awards in 2021. And his album, Before Now, was nominated for Album of the Year. Now, this year, he released his EP titled For Love, and he joins us now this morning to share more on the offering. Blxckie, a very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Nothing is stopping you now, is there?
For sure. I'm out here.
How's it going, man? Good to see you. All right, how's your EP For Love doing?
So yeah, For Love is an EP that I dropped in Feb. I was supposed to actually drop it last year, but I was still in Nigeria at the time, so my manager was like, nah, just leave it and just wait for a perfect time. And I think this year was the perfect time because I was celebrating like a year of one of my biggest R&B songs called Hold. So I was like, let me just give people more of that since, you know what I'm saying, it got such a huge milestone and the streams are going crazy and everything like that. So I was like, yo, let me give them a full little body of work that's like an R&B project, and that's what For Love is, basically.
Okay, so what's that about? What really inspired it?
Yeah, For Love, I dropped it in Feb, so you know what I'm saying, it's a month of love and everything like that. I kind of talk about anything that I went through in terms of love, or just like my friends, in terms of relationships or anything they went through. I like to tell other people's stories rather than mine because I feel like they're more interesting. My life is pretty, it's pretty much in and out all the time. I'm always in the house or whatever, but they have more interesting stories. I do have my own that I do tap on in the EP, but yeah, mostly it's people around me. That's where I gain inspiration from.
Okay, you mentioned that you've been in Nigeria. What have you been doing there? Have you been cooking music?
Yeah, for sure. I went out to Nigeria last year. Shout out to the team M4. We went to Nigeria, went to Kenya, Tanzania, and okay, I forgot which other country. But then we came back. It was more just putting myself in certain spaces in those countries. I also know a few artists from those countries that I was able to collaborate with, and when I got back,
You know, Blxckie, I know that you've been putting out more music more rapidly than anyone else in the game. So just how intentional was it to be as active as you are and, you know, with the kind of features that you produce?
I think it was very intentional. I feel like the way that I came up was during the first 21 days of lockdown. Or just like that whole, it wasn't 21 days anymore, just extended. So in that time, like I spent a lot of time just perfecting the skill and just like recording a lot of music. And I felt like I shouldn't hold back any of the music. I was dropping it almost every day on a streaming platform called SoundCloud. And then when I got into a sort of like a better position in terms of my music and where it's going, I was like, I'm still not gonna hold anything back, you know, I'm still gonna drop a lot of music, I'm still gonna give people what they need. And yeah, that's where we are right now.
And speaking of perfecting your skill and your craft, what is it that you wish you had done differently? I mean, how is the Blxckie now different from the Blxckie, you know, a few years ago when you started?
I feel like there's not much of a difference, but I feel like I should have like really believed in myself more at the time because for the longest time I was juggling like academics and music. But I guess, I mean, it wouldn't be right for me to just sort of drop academics and get into music straight up.
Got you.
Yeah, but then I feel like I'm the same person. I feel like I'm the same person.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So on this EP, you introduce your fans to your singing abilities. When did you discover those abilities?
Yeah, as I said, like during lockdown or just anytime really, I'm always in the studio trying to perfect the skill and I'm trying to find like different ways to express myself. Singing came about just after the big breakout hit, Big Time Slap with Lucas Raps, like we were rapping a lot in there. And I was like, yo, let me just try to give people something different. And that's when Hold came out and people were like, yo, this is something we never expected, but we needed it, you know? So yeah, I started singing more, I started singing on different types of beats, and yeah, that's where we are now.
So Blxckie, what tickles your fancy? What's closer to your heart? Is it singing or rapping?
I think singing is
a tough one.
I think singing is a little more fun, but the rapping is always, hip hop has always been in my heart. It's where I started, so yeah. Okay.
So how was the response to your single Hold? I mean, what really encouraged you to do a whole R&B project?
Yeah, so Hold came out in Feb last year, before everything, before the album, before I even announced anything in terms of just like where I'm going in terms, just sonically, you know. So people weren't expecting it, but they still gave it like a lot of love and a lot of just attention, you know. And the way I dropped it was just with a visualizer on YouTube. It wasn't on any other platform, and the views went crazy. Right now I think it's sitting on close to 2 million views on YouTube.
Wow.
And yeah, so by the time we were celebrating the anniversary of that song, I was like, let me just give people more, and that's where For Love came about.
How would you describe your sound? I mean, I could pick a bit of kwaito, a bit of trap, and a little bit of R&B. Or is it a cocktail of all these genres?
Yeah, I feel like it is. I feel like it's just it's a representation of me. Like, I never want to make music that I don't enjoy. I grew up listening to a lot of different types of things, like deep house and new soul and whatever. And then, yeah, right now that's what I'm trying to tap into.
Okay, and you've also worked with Nigerian artist Savage. Tell us more about this working relationship.
Oh, Savage! Shout out to Savage. Yeah, like I don't think I knew him as much before I started going to Cape Town a little bit more frequently. Nav actually got me in contact with him. I was in Cape Town recording some music with Maphorisa and Hercules and Youngstana, and then they brought Savage through to record some stuff. And yeah, that's how I met him. We made a very nice song. I think it's gonna be on his album that's gonna come out soon. But yeah, we're cool.
Okay. So what are you currently working on? What's up on your sleeve?
So yesterday I celebrated the anniversary of my debut album, Before Now.
Wow.
I also got an array of like plaques from the year that I've been in the game right now, and I feel like that's a very big thing. Also, I got the Red Bat collab coming up, the merch coming out on the 27th, and then the new single, Ikupuga, also coming out on the 27th.
All right.
I'm just working on new music, trying to get into different business ventures also. But, you know, more importantly, just trying to give people what they need in terms of the brand, and just, you know,
Yeah, give the people what they need, and all they need is music. So if your fans want to, to send a shout out or book you, where do how do they contact you? How are you reachable?
So on all social media platforms, I'm Blxckie with the A's and X, so BLXCKIE. On all social media platforms, I'll probably be the first one to pop. Or just search Somnyama Yenayedwa on anything and you'll find me for sure.
All right. Blxckie, lovely chatting to you, man. All the best.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Good stuff. All right. As the title reveals, For Love is all about love. That's the new EP out by Blxckie.